tingle that feels like what poetry, I imagine poetry is supposed to feel like when it's getting you. And so I always knew I'd be the kind of filmmaker who would never be technically smooth or suave, and that if I had any hopes of ever getting a viewer would be through some kind of narcotic, dreamy, early, primitive approach, the kind you see kids gleefully using in kindergarten to make finger paints or little cutouts and collages and things. So I won't say I've worked hard, because I haven't really worked hard at anything. I've just sort of relaxed myself to unlearn the few things I have accidentally learned while making film, excuse me, and just gotten back to just making the same mistakes, which I don't call mistakes anymore. I just embrace them as incidents, that then can be, but every now and then I forget to focus the camera, as you noticed, or take a really lousy light meter reading. It just sort of all goes in, I refuse to do reshoots or anything. It's just sort of just the way you would never dream of asking a kid in kindergarten art time to go, well, that's pretty good drawing, but it could be better. Why don't you just redo it right now? You colored over the edges a little bit here, so here's another one, and just recolor that, and that'll be. Then you can go home. So I've just decided to embrace that kindergarten ethos, and I don't know. Because one of my favorite examples to give is from the Polish short story writer who wrote between the wars, Bruno Schulz. He somehow has gotten into the way we remember childhood, or the way children think. The narrator of one of his stories refers to a time when his mother switched from hanging laundry indoors to dry and started hanging it outside, and that brought the warm weather, and that brought the spring. The child sort of reversed cause and effect, and it kind of occurs to me that when we're really young, we're constantly building and then rebuilding our models of the universe. But we're rebuilding them on all these really lousy, incorrect early versions. And that's why when we're older, might be why we find ourselves ducking a casserole dish hurled at us by a spouse, or not quite figuring out how to make a commitment or something, because we've all got such lousy, but beautifully, narcotically lousy foundations.